video. Let me get it all set up first. Things are happening so fast, guys. Things are really happening so fast. I'm very happy. Let's see here. Ooh, let me fix that. Now I need to fix that. Elay, you need to fix that. Yikes. There. Let me get to my section so I can... Oh, wow, it started right up. 3, 2, 1. Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Ollie, accent free. Bam, bam, bam. Elay, are you there? Present. Hi, little Ollie, you got this. What's going on? Good morning to you. Or should I say, good morning to you. How you doing today? Hi. I'm having a good day. I had a good breakfast and I took my time this morning getting ready. Let me turn up the volume on my side. Oh, you know what? I need to let me see. I have an earpiece in my ear. So let me see how the volume sounds. Sounds good on my end. Yep, I have an earpiece in my ear, so I think I should still be okay. I can hear the sound pretty well. And I'm having a good morning. I'm thankful for that. Thank you so much for coming in. Oh, stop it. Yeah, because when I was chatting with you yesterday, thank you for coming into the premiere yesterday. You were like, are you live? I was like, not really. This is I was like, it's a pre-recording, but I was active in the chat. I was posting things up as the video played yesterday. This channel is a variety channel, and there are days where I make videos in the background, or should I say, like, if I take a day off from being live, it's probably because I'm making videos to schedule to come on further on down the calendar year or the week. And so they come up as a premiere. So the video will be playing, so it'll be kind of like a watch party. Let's say if we are hooked up to Amazon Prime and I'm like, let's all watch a movie together. It's kind of like that. But I'll still be talking to you guys in the chat, but my video that I made a day or two ago will be playing. So thank you for coming in yesterday for that. That video was longer than I thought. I had typed in the chat to you that it was a half hour, because when I was processing the video, I think when it was rendering or something, it had said 30 minutes. And I mixed that up with thinking that my video that I made was 30 minutes long, but it was going to take 30 minutes for the video to process. So after the video finished, it was 40 minutes long. Hi, Ice Spices Grandma. Thanks for coming in. Thank you so much. And in addition to the outfit being cool, it's really cozy. It's so comfortable. And then I go like this. I pretend it's my hooves, like how Taylor Swift had the unicorn. She took a picture in a unicorn hoodie or something, and then she had matching hooves. So look, I'm pretending these are my matching hooves. Oh yeah, that's okay. Yeah, the video was way longer than I thought, which is a good thing. It was 40 minutes long. And it was just a marathon or a parade of all the videos I made in reference to the Happy Meals. And I put it all together. So thank you guys for coming in. So after saying that, I was excited because it went well. I enjoyed the music. I can say, when I was picking out the music on YouTube, like the day before yesterday, so it seems, the video went out yesterday. I actually worked on the video all morning. And the day before that, I was having technical difficulties with a particular software, OBS. I couldn't get the sound corrected, so I went to Power Director. So thank you for coming in, Robert. Thanks for coming in, Colby. I appreciate you guys coming in once again. So that's the process of that. You guys have a good night. Thank you, Nikki. I like your thumbnail. You guys are pretty creative. I tell you, everyone who comes in here are so unique. And when I say unique, I don't mean it in a mean, shady way. The people who come over here are very unique. They're sweet, they're wise, they're intuitive, they're informative, and they're just a bunch of kind people. I mean you guys, so it's really nice. You have a great night, Nikari. I love you. Have a good one. Keep having a good day, which will be for your tomorrow. You have a good night. So yeah, that video, when I was looking for the music process in there, YouTube's got a whole lot of new music, as they said before, but I actually took the time to look for the music. They have a whole lot of rock music that I really like. I downloaded so much, or should I say so many YouTube music tracks from under the rock category. I'm really excited, and I didn't even go through all of them. When I went through the YouTube's music studio or catalog, I set it to be to show me 100 tracks per page in the rock category. I didn't even make it through all of them, and I found more than 12 tracks that I liked. So round of applause, and thank you YouTube for giving your people like us, the creators, to have more access to good sounding music. I really appreciate your effort, YouTube people, and facts to that. I was very impressed, and upon searching for music for the last video I did yesterday, which was the Happy Meal Parade, I thought of so many ideas just based off of the new music that YouTube provided. I thought of so many cool video ideas that I want to make and share with you guys. I tell you, a creative mind is never finished working. I've been making little videos for a long time. Even before there was a thing called YouTube, I've been making cute little videos. You know, we're almost at the 10-minute mark already. I just started this thing, and I find myself saying that all the time when I'm on here. The time goes by expediently fast, because that means I'm having a good time. You know, there's a few days, like a few months ago, when I was reading the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. There were days I was really sleepy, but I still got on here. And then before you know it, time was flying. So it was like all I had to do was show up, and I was having a good time reading to you guys articles out of the newspapers and stuff. I'm gonna get ready to get this set up because the 10-minute marker is coming around the corner, and it's time to do what I like to do, called Cows in the Chat. Do you guys know what Cows in the Chat is? No, we don't know what Cows in the Chat is. Elay. Yes, can you please tell us what Cows in the Chat is? I most certainly can. Cows in the Chat, ladies and gentlemen, boys, girls, people, pets, plants, animals, artificial intelligence, and all living, breathing things here on planet Earth. Thank you for coming here today to elaytv Morning Brew. This is the time where I sing a little ditty that says Cows in the Chat. And while I sing the song, I place cow emojis in the chat. Harmonica, please. Calls in the chat, calls in the chat, moo. Calls in the chat, calls in the chat. Calls in the chat, calls in the chat. Calls in the chat, calls in the chat. You can place your favorite cow, you can place cow emojis in the chat, your favorite animal emojis in the chat, and or your favorite emoji in general in the chat. This is the time where we have audience participation in addition to all the audience participation that you've already done this first 10 minutes of this video. Cows in the chat, cows in the chat. Calls in the chat, calls in the chat. I want to thank you all for coming in and for also having me on in the background as you're doing your thing. I've been finding out that some of you have been listening to playing video games while listening to me in the background. It's awful nice that you guys care so much. My name is Elay, pronounced like LA, like the city. I'm not from there, but I'm breezy, and I'm getting ready to look up because I am really curious about the topic that I have in my thumbnail. I was just scrolling through the channel maybe around 3 or 4. I may have the times wrong. It was in the afternoon, that's for sure. And some news came up about our president and Elon Musk. And I'm like, what the heck is going on now with them two? As you know, I have a playlist specifically just for Elon Musk because he's an interesting fellow. He's quite interesting. So I have a good time following him. So today I want to see what's going on with him. I'm going to type, let me clear up some of these tabs. I have so many tabs open, guys. Let me close out some of these. Thank you. I don't want to go through Bing. I want to go through Google and type in what's going on with Donald Trump and Elon Musk and see what I'll get in a summary. I push Google Chrome and it keeps redirecting me back to Bing. I do not recall giving Bing permission to be my default. You guys, I do not recall giving Bing.com permission to be my default page for my home screen. But here we are in default. I roll. That's not what I asked for. What is really going on? So let me try this. What is going on today? What's going on with Elon? What is going on with Elon Musk and Donald Trump? I'm excited about this. I like talking about this subject. TRUMP today. All right, I'm loading it up to see what AI is going to tell me. It's not even running up correctly on here. Let me go to AI and type in this. Let me add in a couple of different search words. Sometimes I have to rephrase what I'm asking for. Not to be manipulative, but so I can get what I'm looking for. Because sometimes, unfortunately, in this day and age, it's still, you have to ask a certain way to get the question answered. And I'm going to blame it on the tablet. I'm having a tough time getting the answer. Let me try something else. News. Let me type in this and see if I get somewhere. AI overview. I'm currently thinking of one of the Disney movies with the minions. What was it? The Overlord lady where her dress was like her weapon. It was crazy. How are you doing, the one? Thank you for coming in. I'm in here on my tablet trying to get an answer to a question. And for some reason, it's not popping up AI overview so I could get a brief answer. It's taking me to multiple articles. So I want to get a handle on what's going on currently with our president and Elon Musk. In addition to what I heard on the news, I want to read a brief summary about it, but through AI overview because it does such a great rundown. So that's what I'm currently looking for on here. I'm very surprised that I'm not getting anywhere. How are you guys doing besides me not getting anywhere? Nowhere fast, darling. Nowhere fast. I'm gonna have to type in www.google.com. Because I was saying before that for some reason Bing set as my default. And I don't recall giving Bing my permission to be my default. And it keeps reverting back to that. So let me go to google.com. Google.com. Google or goggle? I prefer goggle. Yeah, me too. Let's go with that. For the win, we'll say goggle. Incorrect. It's pronounced Google. Boom, boom, boom. Burn. I'm sorry, you lose. No! Finish her! Mortal Kombat! Mortal Kombat! You heard? I think Mortal Kombat is finally coming out with a part 2. Whew. Mortal Kombat is coming out with the part 2. I had to refine the date, but I stumbled upon that when I was looking for something else. So they have top web results regarding this topic, and it says AI mode. I want a summary. Let me type in summary of political news today. Summary of politics. It's saying it's thinking, guys. It's thinking. So I have what I'm looking for finally. This is what I had to type in. I typed in summary of politics. And BOAT load of information came up, and I'm excited to see what's going on. Once again, thank you so much for coming in. So summary of politics as of today. Happy July 2nd, guys. As of July 2nd, you are a winner. Hey, let's go. Ow. Yeah. As of July 2nd, 2025, the most prominent political development in the United States is the passage of President Trump's One Big Beautiful Bill Act by the Senate after an all-night session. Here's a summary of the current political situation. Now, how is this the situation? But we're about to find out, because it didn't say political good news. It says situation. It opens up saying that we're in a situation already. Here's a summary of the current political situation. Key developments. Trump's One Big Beautiful Bill. This expansive piece of legislation includes extending tax cuts, funding border security, overhauling Social Security safety net programs, and providing new military spending. It also hikes the federal debt ceiling. If I'm understanding that correctly, I heard a couple people on like those CNN type news stations talking about the hiking the federal debt ceiling. They were complaining about that. You know, when a news anchor kicks the story off to someone who's actually in the trenches, like let's say on campus from the White House reporting live as the Senate passes legislation and all that jargon. Well, when the story was kicked back, she was chiming in before the news had to go to a commercial, and she was basically talking to the guy, saying that she don't like that more taxes are going to be implemented. That's what she was emphasizing in reference to the Big Beautiful Bill. She was saying a big no-no, shaking her head to the fact that she don't like more taxes happening. Senate passages. The Senate narrowly passed the bill with a 51 to 50 vote, with Vice President JD Vance casting the tie-breaking vote. 3 Republicans voted against the bill. You hear me? 3 Republicans voted against the bill. I find that kind of odd, because it seems like the Big Beautiful Bill is packaged for mainly those types of Republicans who want more tax cuts. Isn't that what it's all about for you guys? So I'm kind of leery as to wondering how bad could it be if, quote, your own people don't want to partake in something that just passed. And has me wondering from the outside looking on. House consideration. This bullet says House consideration. The bill now heads to the House, where a key committee has advanced it without changes, although some Republicans opposed its costs. Continuing on, political impact. The bill's cuts to Medicaid and other programs are expected to limit access to health care for millions of Americans. CNN notes that the bill could reshape the country's finances for a generation. Now, leading off of how this opened up with saying that this is a political situation by way of AI overview, saying that there's going to be more tax hikes. And before I even read this article, I was referencing something on the lines of watching CNN, and the news anchors were talking about they don't like the fact that there's going to be more taxes happening. And then to furthermore reiterate what I'm saying, or to strengthen what I'm saying, in AI overview, it's saying here CNN notes that the bill could reshape the country's finances for generations. And that's coming off of the helm of me reading the bulletin saying political impact. The bill's cuts to Medicaid and other programs are expected to limit access to health care for millions of Americans. In reference to that, the only thing I can think of, because I get Medicare and Medicaid mixed up, but all I know is there's a lot of people who are like in poverty who partake in that. And then there's the other one where there's people like on like Social Security who partakes in one or the other. From what I've been hearing, like from the news and stuff, that they're going to be cutting people off from that. The people they're going to cut off from that may be in reference to how they're treating this whole bridge card, SNAP benefits, and Section 8 thing, where you can only be on it for a limited time, and or you also have to have work. You just cannot not be doing anything to receive these benefits. So we'll see how that goes. Continuing on with this article, which is very encouraging for me, meaning this is allowing me to catch up with the few days of political news that I missed. It's encouraging that I have AI overview to help fill me in on things that I've missed. So continuing on Trump's deadline, the president has set a July 4th deadline for the bill to be signed. That's 2 more days. So he wants this to be done by way of 4th of July. Are you guys doing anything for the 4th of July? I can say for me, I'm happy I kind of forgot about it. And I'm saying all that to say is because there's a lot of things that I just want to come back and celebrate my way. You know, growing up here, well, when I grew up, I was forced to like all these holidays and stuff. It was just thrust upon me. Who says I like Christmas, you know? You're making me like these holidays. Who says I like 4th of July? Who says I like Black History Month? Who says I like Valentine's Day? I was forced and conditioned to like these things without even having a decision of my own to see if I even cared for them or not. So this is the first year where I finally was able to detach from years of BS where if I didn't choose to celebrate a holiday, and not even for religious purposes, just because I'm tired of it, I didn't feel vexed for not doing so. So 4th of July is one of those ones that made the list where I don't care. It's not because I grew up. It's just because I finally had enough time to separate myself from idiots who think a certain way and are trying to make me think their way too. I call them idiots because you can think and believe one way, but don't come over here trying to stuff stuff down my throat because I'm not agreeing with you. That's not how humanity is supposed to work. So it took me a long time to separate from morons who forced stuff on me. So I'm glad I'm not really thinking about it. But for those who do, that's good. And I hope you have a good one. And definitely please stay safe. We've been going under a heat spell, so I'm not even sure if you guys are going to be able to light fireworks this year. I know when I was younger, probably middle school and even high school, when I was living under my parents' roof, we had a couple of holidays, or I should say, we had a couple of Januaries. No, it's so many, y'all, it's so many months in this calendar year that start with the letter J. There's, in the month of July, for a couple of times, living under my parents' roof as a child, a teenager, our community they forbade us from lighting fireworks because we had such a high heat and everything was dry. They didn't want fires to start. So unfortunately for those who bought a bazillion fireworks, they couldn't light them for the 4th of July because the dryness of it all outside. So once again, Trump's deadline. The president has set a July 4th deadline for the bill to be signed into law. States sue over data sharing. Uh-oh. California's back in the news, guys. California and other states have sued the Trump administration over the sharing of health data with the Department of Homeland Security, citing concerns about immigration enforcement. That's a whole nother sticky ball of wax right there. That's saying a whole mouthful in that paragraph. No wonder AI Overview said, here's a summary of current political situations. It's a lot going on. Wow! Hi, yo! Hey, Chile! Y'all, my mod is in the heezy. And I'm happy. Thank you, YouTube, for giving my fans and my moderators automatic top fan things. I love it. We have top fans now, guys. The elaytv platform is doing great. I appreciate all you guys' support. It's dishing out notarization badges now. Thank you for coming in. As I was saying, I was really excited to be talking about Donald Trump and Mr. Sir Elon Musk. This is a great time to be existing because to me we are living in a superhero Marvel comic in real life. What are these two dudes up to? Currently, as of now, they are not getting along. Can we all just get along? Be quiet! Well then, moving on. So, continuing on, state sues over data sharing. California and other states have sued the Trump administration over the sharing of health data and Department of Homeland Security, citing concerns about immigration enforcement. Like I said, that's another big ball of wax. Whew. Next bulletin on the board. Supreme Court decision, semicolon. The Supreme Court has argued, nope. Use your vowels, Elay. Agreed. The Supreme Court has agreed to hear a challenge to campaign finance law limits on coordination between political parties and candidates. Now, what did I just read? I really don't know. I had to reread that because that was a mouthful. And having said that, if this paragraph, the first sentence, was a mouthful, this is a heap full of information that these people have to unfortunately unpack and figure out. This has been a long time since AI Overview has been spot on with forewarning us that this is going to be a whole lot of bull we are going to have to read. So as I reread this again, it says the Supreme Court has agreed to hear a challenge to campaign finance law limits on coordination between political parties and candidates. What comes to mind to me is a story that I saw on like CNN, MSNBC, all those really cool news shows, is how there's been an overspinature of these campaign people not using the funds correctly or misappropriating the funds. Come on, people, we need bags and bags and bags and bags and busloads fulls of money so I could get in there and make some change if you vote for me. Okay, they get in there, but where's all these bags and bus fulls of money that we helped raise to get you in there? Oh, let's check the itinerary. Let's check the agenda. You took your wife, your mistress, your side mistress, your secret family, and your grandmama on a vacation. Johnny Cochran, I'm through. So from what I'm gathering, I'm assuming that first line in the paragraph is meaning they want these people to have more accountability and responsibility and ownership to where the money resides. Because they getting worse than the churches. I roll. So yeah, so that's what I'm gathering out of that. And bravo, because these people are nuts. Let me see here. So continuing on with the paragraph, a recent ruling could allow President Trump's order ending birthright citizenship to go into effect in some states. Now, what does this sentence have to do with the next? This should be docketed as bulletin point 1, bulletin 1-2 or something like that. That's just too many thoughts in one paragraph. That should be written correctly. So under Supreme Court decisions, the Supreme Court has agreed to hear a challenge to campaign finance laws limits on coordination between political parties and candidates. A recent ruling could allow President Trump's order ending birthright citizenship to go into effect in some states. So do that mean the people who are from another country who are born here on American soil, do that mean he's trying to prevent that? President Trump's order ending birthright citizenship to go into effect in some states. That's what I'm getting. That's what he's meaning. Correct me if I'm wrong. That's messed up. That is entirely messed up. Yikes. Other headlines. Trump has nominated Alina Habba for a full term as U.S. Attorney. The administration's plans to cut jobs at ATF and ease pow restrictions. The House is set to vote on the mega bill today. Now we're dealing with the big beautiful bill, and now he's coming out with something called the mega bill. What the heck is a mega bill? Border context of politicians. Definition: policies encompasses the activities associated with making decisions in groups, involving power relations, resource distribution, and negotiation. It is about who gets what, when, and how. They don't need to come together right now for that, because he gonna do whatever the heck he want, and you take what's left. It's as simple as that. He gonna do what he want, and you take what remains. You peasants fight over that. That's how he treating y'all. That don't need any discussion. That's already been decided. Next. Oh yeah, sucks to be you. Hi. Political science. I took political science in 9th grade. It seemed like social studies to me. I could not tell the difference between social studies and political science. What if I had to choose between the two? I'll pick political science because it made more sense. It seemed like to me political science was more important than math, because political science did have math in it. And it had more situations that we read out of our political science book that had mathematical equations and real life situations in it that caused me to have to use math. Shout out to Mr. Searles. That was my political science teacher in 9th grade. I would like to get my hands on that textbook. I thought it was a great book. So political science, this branch of social science, studies political and government. I'm going to have to find me a used political science book now. A used political science book. Y'all, I'm getting happier. I need to get my notes out. Make a side note. Let me find my ink pen so I can make a memo to myself. I have my ink pen in here somewhere. It's in my bag. Backpack. Give me 50 feet. Don't try to get me down. You wait, don't kill me. Backpack. Give me 50 feet. Well, give me 50 feet. Give me 50 feet. They should have been playing that song when C19 hit. They wanted 6 feet. But the way the people were hooping and hollering and hacking, you wanted to give them 50 feet. So let me put this in my notes really quickly. A memo to myself. July. This is the morning report. Excuse me. Hang on. I'm working on my ink pen to get going. Isn't that something? This is a brand new ink pen. It should be acting up. There you go. So it is July 2nd, 2025, and I want a political science book. Look for the oatmeal. No, for a political science book. Okay, I wrote the memo down to myself. Look for a political science notebook, and the beat rolls on. We're halfway into the show, and I have plenty of time so I can get through this. Political science. This branch of social science studies politicals and politics and government. Democratic system. In modern democracies like the U.S., politics involves elections and satisfying citizens' needs. Sure. Can I get a biscuit? No! Dang. The U.S. has a federal democratic republic with a presidential system. Why are they telling us this? Democratic systems. In modern democracies like the U.S., politics involves elections and satisfying citizens' needs. I roll. The U.S. has a federal democratic republic with a presidential system and 2 dominant parties. The Democrats and Republicans. What about the other folks? Don't want to go be two sides of the cake. I see 2 sides of the cake. Fine. Be that way. Go ahead and starve. If she doesn't eat with me, she doesn't eat at all. That's not a request. In scene. Beast runs off, slams the door, pile of rocks falls on the dresser drawer. Cosworth, Mrs. Potts, and Lumiere. As Beast gets mad because Belle don't want to join him for dinner. Oh boy, keep it cute, Elay, keep it cute. Oh, wait. Global politics. This includes international relationships with organizations like the UN playing a role in issues like security and elections. Public policy. Politics influences policy areas such as social policy, economic policy, and law enforcement. And lastly, in summary, the current political landscape is dominated by the contentious debate surrounding President Trump's sweeping mega bill and its potential impact on various aspects of American life. This is happening with the broader framework of the U.S. political system and against the backdrop of other domestic and international issues, i.e., his thoughts alone. Thank you, AI, for the summary of politics for today. I need a summary of politics in reference to Sir Elon Musk. I have a little time. Let me see if I can get something going. Summary of politics regarding Elon Musk. Let me see if I get somewhere. I wish it would tell me more, but I'm going to get this in here. It says Elon Musk vows to start a new political party after Trump's feud. Here's why that's harder than it sounds. That's a lie. It's nothing too hard for a rich person. I think it might be harder for them to wipe their own behind than it is to run us over with a steam truck. How you doing? Help me! I can't wipe my rear end. Sounds like you got a aeration. Fill in the blank. Pooperation. That'll do it. Let me type in Elon Musk summary. AI overview. Elon Musk's overview. Not much here, but like the article said at the top, he is planning to start his own political party. I don't know what that's going to be called. It probably will be called the Teslas. That would be dope. Could you imagine in a perfect world if Elon Musk fulfills his political party and he calls it the Teslas, and for some odd reason Kanye West comes back, and then we've got Donald Trump, and word on the curb, the lady who got her N-word wake-up call, there's stirs in the air that she might want to run for president. Who's that black lady who a lot of black people don't like? Candace Owens. There's been light rumblings that she might be thinking about dipping her coattails into running for president. Elon Musk, the Republican Party, will be called the Teslas. Might as well let Kanye West back into the poop show, especially if Candace Owens is. There's whispers in the wind that she might be trying to consider running for president. Stephen A. threw in his card that, he in it to win it. Donald Trump approved of Stephen A. Smith coming to the task of being more deeply enthralled into this governmental circuit of fire. What's next? I guess the resurrection of Tupac. I'm so, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Elay, pronounced like LA, like the city. I'm not from there, but I'm breezy. Thank you for liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. And that I will end with you, my beloveds, my cool peeps, my cool kids, with the signing off song. See y'all next video. Thank you for your support.